Let's get right into it. Number 1, real pirates blew their booty. Forget everything you learned from Pirates of the Caribbean. Real pirates were more like rock stars with ships. These guys would raid a merchant vessel, then sail straight to the nearest port to blow it all in one epic party. They'd roll into places like Nassau or Port Royal with chests full of gold. And within days, they'd leave with nothing but a massive hangover and some questionable tattoos. Pirates were actually super democratic about sharing their loot. Everyone got an equal share, even the cabin boy. It's like if McDonald's suddenly decided the fry cook should make as much as the CEO. They had a saying, a short life, but a merry one, and they lived up to it. In a world where you could get caught and hanged tomorrow or sink to the bottom of the ocean next week, why save for retirement? The only thing these guys buried was their dignity after a wild night at the tavern. Number 2, the expressly short life of the Pony Express. So you know how everyone thinks the Pony Express was this long-running, legendary mail service that connected the American frontier? Well, turns out it lasted about as long as your average TikTok trend, just 18 months. The job ad literally said, "Wanted young, skinny, wiry fellows, must be willing to risk death daily. Orphans preferred." That's not a joke. That was the actual ad. There's this one rider, Pony Bob Haslam, who once had to ride an extra 380 miles because his buddy was like, "Nah, too dangerous, bro." But this whole operation was basically dead on arrival. While everyone was celebrating these brave riders, the company was bleeding money faster than a stabbed piggy bank. Then they got absolutely destroyed by a single wire. The Telegraph came along and was like, "Thanks for playing, but I can send messages instantly." It's like opening a DVD rental store the day Netflix launches. This massive business failure became one of America's most celebrated legends. It's like if Fire Festival became a national symbol of American innovation. Number 3, the Great Telephone Heist. So, you know how Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, right? Well, hold on to your smartphones because this story is about to get wild. It's Valentine's Day, 1876. While most people are probably thinking about romance, 2 inventors are racing to the patent office. In one corner, we've got Alexander Graham Bell, the guy we all learned about in school. In the other corner, we've got Elisha Gray, the guy your history teacher conveniently forgot to mention. Both of these guys show up at the patent office on the exact same day, with designs for the telephone that were practically identical. It's like showing up to an exam and copying the smart kid's answers, but on a history-changing scale. The patent office back then was basically running on vibes and handwritten notes, no security cameras, no timestamps. Just a bunch of guys with quill pens deciding the future of communication. Bell's paperwork got processed just hours before Gray's, so Bell got all the glory, and poor Elisha Gray is probably still rolling in his grave every time someone says Bell invented the telephone. Number 4, the Iron Maiden that never was. So, you know that terrifying medieval torture device with all the spikes inside that slowly closes in on you? Yeah, turns out it's about as real as your friend's girlfriend from Canada. The Iron Maiden was basically the world's first clickbait. It was invented in the 1700s by some museum owners who were basically the first clickbait artists. They took some old medieval junk, slapped some spikes on it, and called it a horrifying medieval torture device. The most famous one was the Iron Maiden of Nuremberg, which was supposedly invented in 1515, but it was just a tourist trap made to separate visitors from their money. It's like someone in the future finding a Halloween prop and thinking we actually used it to torture people. The real medieval people would have been so confused if they saw these things. They were more into simple stuff like hanging or beheading, no fancy spike-covered metal coffins. Number 5, why you wouldn't die at 30 inches the Middle Ages. So your history teacher probably told you that people in medieval times dropped dead at 30. Well, that's about as accurate as saying everyone in Florida is a retired superhero. That number is super misleading because it includes all the babies that didn't make it. It's like saying the average person is half male and half female. Technically true, but completely misleading. If you managed to survive childhood, which was like winning the medieval lottery, you could actually live to see your grandkids. Medieval grandparents were actually pretty common. They'd be sitting there telling their grandkids stories like, Back in my day, we had to survive 3 plagues uphill both ways. The Roman Emperor Justinian lived to be 83, and he wasn't even considered a medical miracle. The real killer back then wasn't hitting 30. It was surviving those first few years of life.